Girl, not everybody's interested in liberation. Bonjour, bonjour, hello, my people. How are you doing? This is Lily. Hey, welcome or welcome back to the FTN podcast. And that stands for Femme Trans Noir, which means Black Trans Woman, right? But you know where you are. Oh, I hope you do. And if you didn't, well, now you do. So how you doing? Um, Over here the week has not been the best. Really not. Um, it's just been stress and issues, like money related issues. Like, my finances are not the best, and here I go getting scammed of like the equivalent of $400. And I'm trying to, um, I'm taking care of that, but yeah, it's frustrating, especially right now. Um, but yeah, I mean, I do have some great news though, but I can't speak about that yet. Like I received an email today and I need confirmations and things to, be public and stuff, but I'll definitely keep y'all posted. Um Here or on social. I mean, here definitely. The next episode I'll definitely talk about that. And maybe on social. So if you're not yet following me on social media, you can join me. I was gonna say Instagram, but if you follow me there, you know, you know. I am not very active. That's because I don't know. The engagement is just really not the same. And I am in the pits of hell on TikTok. Yes, I said TikTok. Mm, yeah, that place. But that's where you get engagement. I mean, that's what I do anyway. And that's where I get to actually communicate with some people, despite the fact that the algorithm in itself and the way um, like the way moderation works over there is really in favor of in favor of who is already in power, right? That's really what what TikTok does. So I say racist, but because there are like instances of racism and multiple of them, many, 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 many instances. But it's also misogyny. It's also transphobia. It's also all the isms that we good people over here try to fight every single day. But yeah, you can find me on TikTok, the hellhole, and yeah, I think I'll end on the updates today, cause yeah, I don't really want to go deep, but we'll talk soon though. I promise. You know what? Before we actually get started, right now, like now, is the best time to tell you, hey, can you support me? Can you like share this podcast? Can you listen to the previous one and share that one too? Can you like write a comment? Can you give me a 5-star rating? Like, yeah, it's all for free and it takes you like 3 seconds. Well, maybe not if you write a review, but um, eh, a minute. Yeah, can we say a minute? Can you give me a minute of your time, please? That would be great. I would really, really, really appreciate that. And if you also want to support with changing money, right? You can do that too. And that's by joining through Patreon. And okay, so the way to do that is to go to ftnpod.com and you'll have the Patreon button at the top. Is there a Patreon button? Yes, I think there is. Otherwise, there's a donate button. And with Patreon, it starts with $2 a month. Just $2, baby. And if you do that, you really help me. It starts at 2, but you can give more. And if you don't want to do the monthly thing, you can just do a one-time donation. And that's that button I told you about earlier, like 30 seconds ago. The donate button at the top when you go to ftnpod.com, and you can give any amount, anything you want, and that will be greatly appreciated. But again, a comment, a share, that's gold. That's absolutely gold. So thank you for any type of way you decide to support. So today I was planning on recording an episode on beauty, and I wanted to make myself pretty and stuff. But you know what? It is hot as hell, and I am a sweaty mess. If you could just see me right now, I had to stop any type of airflow in the room because it was making too much noise, and I am sweaty. I just, oof. Anyway, so beauty, definitely not today. So we're gonna have to talk about something else instead that I actually really wanted to talk about as well. Um, I want to address the way marginalized people interact with each other within the context of marginalization and oppression. I know it sounds a little heavy, said like that, and in somewhat, well, it is. It is heavy because it's real life. Um, but I'm just giving you my thoughts, right? And we'll go from there, right? Maybe we'll have some exchanges. Maybe you can email me, contact me in some way. Maybe you can comment. Maybe we can get this conversation going. I'm not trying to actually make this an essay. I'm not trying to these are just ideas, and I absolutely would love to hear your feedback. So this comes after what happened to this black woman in Houston called Roe, who outside of a nightclub, I believe it was a nightclub. Well, she was out anyway, and a guy asked her for her phone number, and she said no. So the man decided to pick up a brick and hit her in her face, or more precisely, actually, on the side of her head, where he could have killed her. So there were a number of men standing there who did nothing. She turned on her phone and filmed herself, visibly shaken, visibly the side of her head damaged from the blow or the blows, I don't know exactly. And the guys, you can hear the guys in the background saying, what did you want us to do? So the guys who are there and who did nothing are already justifying their inaction. But then what happens next, I was gonna say, is worse. Yeah, it I don't know. I'm not gonna say that, but it's at the very least just as disturbing. It's all the people online turning into, and then when I say people, let me just be very clear. We're talking about black men. We're talking about a black man who attacked her. She is a black woman. And we're talking about black men who stood there and did nothing. Personally, here's what I'll say. I understand that these men were afraid. Let's just use the words that they were afraid of another man because men are violent. Men are socialized to be aggressive, to be aggressors, and they know it because they're men. And they are scared too. They are scared of men, just like women are scared of men. So they didn't want to do anything. I get that. They didn't want to interfere. I get that. But what's interesting is that it doesn't take actually coming between the aggressor and the woman to do something. Most of the time, when one of those cowardly men who attack women in public, when one of those men is confronted by just a, hey man, what are you doing? Hey man, don't do that over here. Just that, right? Just knowing that, hey, there may be consequences, that man stops. And it doesn't take a weapon, it doesn't take anything, right? Just that. But they did not even do that. And I actually believe from the way the way things happened, I actually believe that he did hit her only because that did not happen. And this is what I mean. He picked up the brick and he first threatened her. And she was like looking around, telling those men, hey, you're not going to do anything. And when the guy realized that he had permission, that's when he hit her. He realized that, hey, none of these men over here are going to do anything. None of these black men are not going to do anything. So it's okay. Because you know what predators do. You know what aggressors do. They tend to attack whoever they feel will not be protected, whoever they feel will not be believed, etc., etc. Y'all already know. So that's what he did. Once he got some type of confirmation that there was not going to be any type of consequences, he was like, hey, let me do this. So that means he was protected by these people who gave him permission. Indirectly, I know, I understand, but it's still permission. And then he was protected by people who picked him up because he ran into a car, right? He ran off, got into one car, and then got into another car, etc. So this guy is free unless somebody in his circle says, hey, no, that's not good, that's not okay. Then he's just gonna be okay. He's just gonna be all right. And now his actions are being justified in every little corner of the internet where incels reside because people don't see any reason to protect black women. Well, for multiple reasons. But actually, let's get into that right now. I actually wanted to clip some videos from TikTok and stuff, so y'all could hear the different excuses. But basically, basically what people did is they went to her page and after the fact, right? After the fact, tried to justify why she actually deserved to be attacked in such a way. So they said she was slapping white men across the face, not mentioning that it was his kid. right? And that it was consensual, and it was actually written in the description of said videos that you know that they use as an excuse. Um, they they basically use the rhetoric of she's not a perfect victim, right? But that's after the fact. So all the men who were standing there did not do anything, not because they knew of her social media presence, just like nobody knew of the co-captain, um, you know, in Montgomery. Nobody knew of his past. Nobody knew of his social media presence. Nobody cared. Because why? Because it doesn't matter. It did not matter then, and it did not matter in that case either. Besides, um, nothing, no mean thing you would say on the internet, even if it were actually mean, um, would justify being viciously attacked, um, and almost killed, really, because that blow was extremely dangerous and could have killed her. But anyway, so people came again after the fact with reasons why, um, so, well, these men were afraid, these men had to come home to their families. Okay, they could have called the cops. They could have come after the fact and say, are you okay? Can I do something? Do you need to go to the hospital? That could have happened. It did not happen. None of that happened. And then on the internet, all of that was justified. So the reason for me, the number one reason, actually not the number one because it's multiple things and it's different for different people. But I think it's easier to point the finger at her for men's inaction because it's easier to point outward than to look inward and check for what's wrong here. Like, why am I not doing anything? Or why am I identifying with the people who are doing nothing? And like, how, if I'm identifying with them, with these people, and I have to live with myself, I don't want to think about myself as a villain. I don't want to think about myself as a coward. I don't want to think about myself as a piece of crap. I have to live with myself, so let me point the finger to her. She's wrong. She is one of those who needs no man. She is one of those who is a feminist. She is one of those who um, is not worthy of protection. That's like the super, super easy thing to do when you don't want to look inward at how messed up you are inside. I think it's also an attempt to exercise control. So they know women are watching. So it's the perfect time for them to send a signal. What they're saying is, look, you want to be an independent woman, you want to be free, you want to go out at night, you don't want to give your number when a man demands it from you. You basically don't want to be a tool for men to use. There are consequences. And one of the consequences is you will not, well, first of all, you will get attacked. And no one is saying, I would attack you. But, the way they gleefully talk about it and are so quick to defend it, they live vicariously through the attacker. Really. Just go and watch those videos on TikTok. You'll see what I'm talking about. But it's saying you will be attacked, maybe not by me, but you will be attacked. And second, you will not be protected from attacks. You will not be defended. Right? So maybe you should reconsider. Maybe you should come back into the fold. That's the message they're sending with these disgusting videos everywhere on TikTok and on social media. And instead of using that moment as a collective moment to reflect on, the violence against Black women, they are actually turning it into an opportunity to spread their disgusting misogynistic message. So now here's the thing I really want to talk about. Colonized men, and I'm really talking about cishet Black men, are not necessarily invested in liberation. When we talk about liberation for Black people, we, the queer and gender marginalized Black folks, we understand liberation for all Black people. But that's not necessarily the case for cishet Black men. Whenever we talk about Black liberation in conversations with Black men, what often happens is you get a whole lot of Black men who really see, well, what they hear is the Black man is first, the Black man is the head, and y'all bitches are the next. y'all come after us. Y'all come to, serve dessert, give us some good, and but all the misogynistic stuff. But really, it's about Black men being in a position of power, of sort of regaining or reclaiming the power that was quote unquote taken from them because they actually feel they are entitled to some type of power. They want to reclaim that power that was taken from them by the white man. That's like the image. And gender marginalized Black folks are like, no, we want to be free too, right? And cishet Black men do not like that. And again, I know I'm gonna have some cishet Black men listen to this and say, hey, but not all men, not all cishet Black men. If that's your answer to what I just said, I really want you to sit and think about what purpose that serves. What purpose does it serve for you to say, not all Black men? Right? Think about that. Because when I hear, well, but not all Black men, what I hear is, well, but not me. Because that's really what you mean. Not me. And when you say not me, or not all, right? Wink, wink, we understand. When you do that, you are subtracting yourself from this dynamic. You are alleviating yourself of the responsibility to actually do something about it. You are subtracting yourself from responsibility and accountability for letting it happen under your watch. Because that counts too, right? The people who watched, the Black men who watched that woman get attacked, doing nothing. These men are not good men. They're not, they cannot go home and say, oh, well, but I don't attack women. I don't, yeah, but you watch it being done and you do nothing. You are not a good man. You're just an inactive man. You are just a man who benefits from the bad actions of a worse man than you, but you're not a good man, right? I don't remember. I was in a conversation with well, with a whole bunch of people, and I don't remember who exactly said that, but they were saying that this idea of the good man is actually mediocre men who just all they do is be inactive, and they just benefit from not being as evil, as disgusting as men who actively do harm to women. All they do is nothing. All they do is show up and be like, "Oh my God, this is bad." When, but they don't put in any effort. They don't do anything, and this is quite parasitic. It's this idea of the good guy is very and these are my words now, but this idea of the good guy is very parasitic to the evil guy, right? And that is really not interesting. That is not sexy. That is not a plus. It's lazy. It's cowardly, and it's actually disgusting. But anyway, um, men, colonized men, cishet black men, are not necessarily invested in liberation. They want a cushier spot under white supremacist patriarchy. Right? They don't have a problem with that system. They really don't. Um, they're just angry at their own position within that system. And they feel cheated by whoever. Maybe, some of them, when you listen to them, some of them feel cheated by white men. And some of them, because they know, they're just so cowardly, because they know that they cannot, that the system doesn't allow them to attack white men who are above them on the social hierarchy. They will attack those who are under them. And, just like parents who beat their kids when they're angry, when they come back from work angry, and they know they cannot do anything to the boss, so they beat their wives, they beat their kids. Same thing. They will go to someone with less power and lash out, right? So yeah, they really just bothered by their own position in the system, but they have absolutely no problem with the system. Maybe because they never thought about the system. They don't care about the system. All they worried about is what's mine. Like, I need to get mine. And that is a problem. That is understandably, that is a huge problem. Now, cishet black women are not completely off the hook. Girl, like you're my sister, but come on now. Can we, can we be honest? These conversations online about the word cis tell us something too, right? This desire to be elevated above trans women. That is, it's the same type of dynamic here. It's like, okay, I'm already oppressed as a black person. I'm already oppressed as a woman. And I suffer from this very specific type of repression that is reserved just for black women. It's enough. Let me find myself. Let me find who is under me. Let me give myself a little bit of power here. Let me Or or rather let me find my power within that system. I cannot be completely powerless. I can't be as low as these other people. So, no, I want you to elevate me and I want to look at you from up here. And, it doesn't matter, like liberation and all of that stuff, like I don't care. Oh, liberation may be just for me, but I need to be on top of you. Same dynamic. It's just that it comes with people who have a little less power, who also are not socialized to be violent. So the consequences, even if they come with social violence, they don't necessarily come with physical violence. Although they can use their bigotry to um, to get us to get us harmed by cishet black men, right? Because that happens a lot too. Anyway, I think I want to stop here. Um, but y'all get the idea. Y'all get the general idea. It's like the fact that some people are marginalized and are oppressed doesn't mean that they are invested in liberation for everybody. They just want their liberation. And not even that necessarily, they just want their power. Because it's not about liberation. It's not about everybody being able to exist in peace. It's about how much power they can wield. And it gets real disgusting real quick. And I know I use that word multiple times, but that's really the word that comes to mind. It's just horrific. It's just horrific. Anyway, I'm gonna end here, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. I really want to know. I really want to hear what y'all have to say. And, well, in order to share your thoughts, you can either message me directly on Spotify. There's a link in the show notes for that, or you can contact me by email. There is a link down there as well. Again, you can share this podcast. You can comment. You can please leave me a review, girl. Oh boy, or person, non-binary person, sibling out there. Um, yeah, leave me a review, and again, if you have some extra coin, throw it my way. I mean, yeah, that would be cool. Well, once again, thank you, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support. Take care, y'all. Bye bye.